This is a Turbo TB1. This is the smallest in the range. It is a serious system, absolutely fantastic. You can see where the fire is in the firebox. It's surrounded by water and the outside is then insulated with either this kind of insulation or wraparound insulation. We have choices. Now this guy is going to throw a couple of logs in here. You can see smoke at the moment. The reason you can see the smoke is because we're not completely finished wiring it up yet. And we need to have a switch and switch off the fan when we go to the box. Take a good sized log, it's no problem. Now this fire is running for approximately 3/4 of an hour. It has been running. If you look at the chimney, there's no smoke. Nothing. Now the guy is throwing in a few logs into the fire. We'll go back in and see these. That's it. He's going to close the door now. This is one of the most simplest systems in the world. Here it is. The hot water comes out of the side of the tank and enters into your building like this. Thermostatic valve on it, and it goes in and links to your existing boiler or just link to your existing system. If you can see, there's a diesel tank in the back. Kerosene this guy was burning and he was getting no heat. He was very annoyed, so he decided to invest in a Turboburn. He told us this morning he could not believe the response we're getting from this with the heat. We are running from 15 degrees this morning and we're now at 40 within 45 minutes. And we're burning rubbish timber which is not dry. It's dirty, wet timber. Has been lying in a field for a few years. This is the building that we are heating. It's a dormer bungalow, approximately 5,000 square feet. Very hard to heat. It is well insulated, but as everybody knows, if you have a well insulated building, you must put some heat in. Otherwise, you have a fridge. And if you see, this is the truckload of timber that arrived. It's all rubbish. So he's actually burning rubbish that he doesn't have to pay for. It's waste pallets, bits and pieces, an old tree lying down. This was his existing boiler right here, which is there. As you can see, this is where we hook into it. It's very simple, not rocket science. The only science that's in this is the operation of the boiler itself, of the Turboburn Heating System, and how good it works. This system is guaranteed to give heat. It's also guaranteed by the manufacturer. There is no boiler can achieve what this can. There it is. Now that's going to be insulated all around, and it can be put into a shed or whatever you want. There's the chimney. There is no smoke. Once your timber is reasonable, and if it's burning hot, you'll get no smoke. Okay. To contact the Turboburn team, you go to turboburn.co.uk or ring 00353 86 027 7000 00353 86 027 7000, or go to www.turboburn.co.uk. Contact us by email at info@turboburn.co.uk. This here's a Turboburn. We lit on 5 o'clock on the evening before. We'll come back the next day at 11 o'clock. We sealed it and there it is. It was at 100 degrees and it's dropped above 5. Sitting out in the yard. Okay, there's insulation, but it's not completed. This is just a different game. Heat as it's supposed to give. turboburn.co.uk. Okay, TB1 being fitted and the guy is building a wood store around the boiler. If you see, the boiler has its own insulated shed inside, and then the guy put the wood burning materials outside. This is his garden equipment shed, everything. This is turboburn.co.uk. www.turboburn.co.uk 00353 86 027 7000. This is the TB1 with the firebox loaded. This system has been running for a couple of hours. It's heating one house. There's burning waste timber. You can hear the noise. Okay, there's the fan working. Just close the door. This will show you it's insulated to keep the heat in. There's a temperature gauge after 2.5 hours. There's the water level in the system. If you see the way we've insulated this tank, this was the request of the purchaser. As you can see, it's boiling water. On this pipe, we are now boiling. You can see the steam in it. This is an overflow as the tank is expanding at the moment. This is only when you're fit, you do this test. Now, as you can see, it's well insulated. And we have a tin foil on top to close the joints to stop the leakage of heat. This is a big building right here, quite a big building. It's a dormer bungalow, approximately 5 bedrooms, bathroom, sitting room, ensuite, kitchen, conservatory. Costs a fortune to run with the kerosene. So we told him to put this in, and already this morning he's so pleased, it's unbelievable. Turboburn.co.uk www.turboburn.co.uk 086 027 7000. From international 00353 86 027 7000. info@turboburn.co.uk. This is a video to show that the Turboburn is now boiling after a couple of hours lighting. This is the TB1, the smallest unit that we do. But it's absolutely fantastic. You can see the temperature clock. And here's the fire. Now what happens, all we got to do is, the fan will stop. When the fan stops, the fire will die down. It's very simple. Now, my colleague will pull the fan and we will see the fan stopping. You can see the secondary burn here down the back. It doesn't have to work as hard, which is hot. Now the fan is gone. You can see the fire dying down. You can see the steam coming from behind my back, falling on my back. This is to prove that it's boiling. This is one serious system. For all your heat, hot water needs, this is the answer. Domestic, commercial, private homes to hotels, castles, holiday homes, swimming pools, etc. This can heat anything. This is our fire, and that is with no fan going at the moment. The turbo is now switched off. There is no turbo. She has her own natural draft. This is closed, completely safe. This can be in a house of timber, it doesn't matter. Some people put them in their houses, more people won't. We like to put them in the back, out the yard, keep the mess outside. No ashes, no timber in the house, no insects and bugs. This is a fantastic system. Turboburn.co.uk www.turboburn.co.uk, or you can get us on YouTube under the name of Turboburners. This here is a woodwork shop. They make fitted kitchens. They've asked us could we solve their heating problem. We said yes. They have 2 houses and a factory, offices, everything. They have a lot of waste timber. As you can see here, this is the construction stage. We fitted a TB2 for them. We linked it to their existing system, and the chimney goes straight out to the roof, and it heats the building upstairs. This system, when we tested it, is absolutely fantastic. We just can't believe what we have achieved. This here is the system being filled with water at the moment. Temperature clock is up. You can see the fire. There's the fan. And here is the fire. This man would not allow me to put an oil burner on the system. He told me it was pointless having an oil burner when you're burning wood. There is the fire. This system is assisted with a fan. It's that controlled, and it works perfectly. This is turboburn.co.uk. www.turboburn.co.uk. Our phone 00353 86 027 7000. Now this is a serious fire. Turboburn TB2 running waste timber. Okay, this is a new installation in a hotel. It's a TB4. There's a control panel on the left. It's all shuttered in with an insulated cabinet. This we built on site. This here is a chimney stack cleaner, and here's the back of the system. Now, in this system, there is 1,800 gallons of water. This is a massive amount of heat stored. The whole thing here is heat storage, but it's how cheaply you can get the heat. This is the firebox, which is 4 foot long. There's the flue tubes in the back. Down here in the front, you have a yellow burner, diesel, with the turbo fan as well. So when the fire lights, the turbo fan comes on. We started with diesel, and we load some logs, some rubbish timber. In this yard, you can see it's a golf course, and he's got an enormous amount of timber here. But it's all stored. He doesn't have to use it all one day. This is the amount of diesel he uses for about 6 months, because he only lights the fire with the diesel. This is Turboburn Heat Storage Systems. One of the most practical systems for large premises, or even your ordinary house, because you're storing the heat. You light the fire for 4 hours. The heat is stored in the tank, and it's used when you want it. All your hot water and central heating. If you want to do 1 house or 4 houses, it doesn't matter. Communal heating is a big thing in the States. This type of system is used in Alaska, Canada, and throughout the States. Also in Ireland and England now. turboburn.co.uk. You can see these on YouTube. If you have any inquiries, you can ring us on 00353 86 027 7000, or email us on info@turboburn.co.uk. Okay, this is how we manual load the Turboburn. This is a TB4, which is fitted running a hotel. Here's the fire. Just get your log and throw it in. It's very simple. He has enough in there. He's happy. And this is a serious system. Now, her job to do is very large. This is the building in the background. This is where it's fitted at a golf and country club. Right here. Very, very large, fancy building. One of the finest hotels you will find. And a beautiful golf course to go with it. Right here. Over 60 bedrooms here. Top class restaurant. Top class golf. They decided to go with the Turboburn. Turboburn TB4 have been lighting for a couple of hours, heating the whole world. Have a look at the top of the boiler. Open the door here. There's the fire. And if you look up at top, you'll see the steam. This means we are boiling. There's 1,800 gallons of water in here. She's boiling. She's doing nothing else. Just sitting here on her own, but it's working absolutely fantastic. This guy is going checking the fire. See how much is in it? As you can see, the steam is coming out the top of the boiler. There is very little smoke, no smoke in actual fact. It's good dry wood. This is uninsulated in the middle of a yard, and we're at around 5 degrees. There's the conveyor, delivering the blocks into the fire. And that's enough. Now the guy is going to walk back in and have a look at the fire. Everything is fine. Lovely. That's enough for an hour. So if this is on a time clock, it is so easy to work. There is nothing turboburn.co.uk can do with heating systems, especially when you're dealing with a system like this. Castles, hotels, houses, group houses, just your own house, it doesn't matter because it stores the energy. All the heat is stored inside in the vessel. There is 1,200 gallons of water in this one. Again, I say, if you watch this log at the end of the elevator, the guy is going to turn on the elevator and get rid of this log. Now you can have this elevator preloaded. You can actually run this on a manual situation. That is no problem. With rollers, as we have done. This is the most unique system you will ever see for heating any premises. Energy stored, heat stored, and hot water. Swimming pools, piggeries, factories, your home, it doesn't matter. We have 6 different sizes we work with, and we can do any kind of automation. The choice is yours. We can work it. If you need to speak to us, ring 00353 86027 7000 or go on to the internet, put in www.turboburn.co.uk or email us at info@turboburn.co.uk to see one of the best systems you will ever witness. Be ready now, switch it off. The other one? This is turboburn.co.uk. Again, showing another type of automated loading using a conveyor belt. Now the conveyor belt is going to be turned on. This will fill the fire. This will last, say, 1 hour. Okay, we haven't all the logs on now, but just to give you an idea. Now there's no more logs left on the conveyor. So what happens is now we have a roller system, which is worked the same way as the rack system, but it's much freer. This can be used manually or mechanically. The choice is yours. Here's what we do. It lifts nice and gradually and it lets the logs in. If you look at one thing, the logs are turned the other way now. It doesn't matter what shape your log is, there she goes. Happy days. You see the other ones coming on their own, look. It doesn't matter what way you want to load this machine, we can do it. But the beauty of this machine is, it doesn't need a lot of wood. It's not a big greedy machine. It's a load of water with little wood. And this is how the steam engines worked. If you look at the way a steam engine worked, it had a small firebox. Just because you have a load of wood doesn't mean you have to waste it. Now you can see all these logs, the way they can turn around and twist about. There's no problem. They ain't going to get caught in you. Now here we go. There's turboburn.co.uk. There's the logs falling in. Turboburn.co.uk. For any kind of automated system, speak to us. We can help. But the biggest thing is to use the fuel that costs the least money. A multi-fuel heat storage system is the way to go. Turboburn.co.uk or 00353 86027 7000.
Okay, this here's the rear of the house where all the offices are, and here's the swimming pool. Everything has been heated with a TB2 and it's working exceptionally well. Very pleased with the results.
Okay, this is the Turboburn being insulated. The sheets are cut so they slot in all around the boiler. Now we can do all this for you, or you can do it yourself. The choice is yours. When this insulation goes on, this tank is just unreal. It holds in the heat. Now we also put a blanket on it, which is here. And on this side, we're also putting this. This is what the customer wants. And we're putting 4-inch cladded insulation, 80mm cladding insulation. This will retain the heat for a long time. It could last 2 days. It's just crazy. Turboburn.co.uk, www.turboburn.co.uk, info@turboburn.co.uk, or telephone 086 027 7000. This is what you're looking at. The Turboburn in action. Temperature in the clock, and the house is being heated. This is your level tube overflow. This is the premises that's being heated. It requires a lot of heat. Approximately 5,000 square feet. This here is the back chamber of the Turboburn unit. You can see the secondary burn in motion. That is the secondary burn right there. But this is all done by air and heat. This is in the back of the fire, not the front firebox. This is where the chimney takes out the smoke. There is very little smoke when this system is running hot. I mean very little. This here is a very large house. It's fitted with a Turboburn TB2. They were heating off of gas that was very expensive. We now have it in such a way that they can really afford the heat. They are absolutely delighted with this system.